subtext or communication happening that is much deeper than you can find on a page, or you can find like that. Luckily on this show we're provided with a script that has so much in it already, so we've got all of these details, and Lou and I, for instance, can look at each other and go, oh, I know exactly what you mean, without even saying a word. And so we brought that into our characters. And the show itself, encouraged us to talk about different things. It really kind of stimulated the conversation. And so Jared, Lou and I would be having conversations about like philosophy and maths and the future and the past and all these things while we're just, having our coffee, waiting to start the day. And hopefully the same thing happens with the viewers who watch it.
Oh, it absolutely does.
I think so.
Speaking of the language, there's a line, I'm going to butcher it, but I think it's something that you say at some point without providing any details there that may inform something to the audience that they may not know already. You say, yeah, he kissed me, F you for that. And so I just laughed at your delivery of that line. And so I'm just curious about navigating the language of the show, because there are times where it's so like Shakespearean, there's a lot to think about. And then there are times where it could be just an unexpected verbal punch like that.
It's, I think the key to it is listening, actually, because the writers have given every character a different way of speaking. Everyone's got their own vocabulary, and everyone comes from a different place. So naturally, we have different ways of going about sentences. And so the important thing that we had to do on set was really listen to each other. You have characters who have really, really long kind of paragraphs and things that they have to say that are really important and affect the story. And Leah, had to really listen in order to just process the information, but also to be able to respond as Salvor would. And, there are moments, of course, where, sometimes Salvor says things that are a bit more funny, or different characters kind of surprise us. And that's always fun. But you have to have something set. You have to have a foundation of vocabulary in order to surprise,
Right.
And we do, so it's great.
Yeah. So when you brought up about having conversations with Jared, I don't know if this probably may have not been one, but this is one that I kind of had after watching this new season, is thinking about this concept of Harry's consciousness living on way past his expiration date. Is there anyone in history, such as like Shakespeare or an artist, whose consciousness that you would be most interested to know, oh, I wonder how they would flow throughout time and how they would react to certain things that are going on in their world?
I think, what, it's funny, as you were speaking, I was thinking about, and I'm not like, I guess I am into science. I like science. But someone like Einstein, I think, would be really interesting to see how he'd respond to all of the things that we're discovering now, Yeah. And if he was able to discover those things in his time, with the limited stuff that he had compared to what we have now, can you imagine what he would be able to do with the things that we've got if he had an understanding of the technology? Like, that would be insane. So I'd be really intrigued to see what he thought of what's going on, and to see him watch the development and of our progress.
Yeah, I guess just like this show, we got to be kind of careful what we wish for.
True.
Because who knows, with this AI technology, with like just completely diving into journals or texts by some of these people who we celebrate after they've long passed, and maybe they might adapt their thinking. I have no idea.
We'll see what happens, eh?
Yeah.